Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared. I walk a straight path, not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I won't get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out.
Good morning, everybody. Hopefully you're there. I'm running on some new systems these days, and I'm trying to make all of the magic happen. As usual, my chat is doing some very weird stuff. Yeah, I know that I know that Alrighty then was 11 hours early, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him a first, and then it looks like I can't tell. Debbie Chandler, number two. Andy Pearson, alrighty, checked in again. Canada. Andy Pearson, you are deterred. Bradley Collins, cool cold. Bullseye Ben. Ooh, and now my chat's doing some really weird, wonky stuff. Let's see here. And Cool Colt, thank you. Major shout out for hitting that first $5 goal on the super chats. Much appreciated, bro. If we get to the total that we need, then the hats will come out. Preston, good morning, my friend. Rose, good to see you. What happened? My message disappeared. Good morning. There's a couple things happening. One, the chat is only populating. I can't figure out why it won't stay. But it works once we get the stream started, because I ran a stream yesterday on practice for like an hour, and things started to stick around. But on the YouTube side, what's happening is that once I go live, some of the chats get like burp, they just disappear. I don't know why it happens. That's why I actually like fire up the chat in the background over there so that I can actually see um what has happened, because I have like an old version of the YouTube fired up over there. And it does help. It does help. My stream mode is not working. My chat modes. There's a lot of things that are not working the way I would like them to work. In fact, the software that I'm using won't allow me to chat. So I actually opened another window to do something with the chat. Um, and yeah, well, let's just say I'm making it work. I'm making the magic happen for you guys. And so I hope you guys had a great Christmas. I hope you guys had a great weekend because it's back to looks like it's back to the grind, but only for a day or so. You know, obviously tomorrow is tomorrow New Year's? So today's nope, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. All right. So um, there's 31 days in this crazy ass month. What do we got here? Good morning, Pastor. Pamlico County. Oops. Bullseye. Rose and Ian are in the house. I think I got you once already, Bullseye, though. But we're making it. Like I said, as you can see, there are some changes to the way the screen looks. Things they're like these little bitty adjustments that I'm making because I'm afraid to make a gigantic one. I'm actually running Streamlabs directly through Streamlabs instead of using my OBS, which means nothing to you guys, but things should work better now. We shall see what happens. Okay, so if you guys are not familiar, there's something called the SCAR protocol, the SCAR framework, and you know it's more a way of thinking than doing, you know? It's do or die. Hey, militarist, what's going on, man? Yeah, I know. Just push through it. Just suck it up, Buttercup. Got to make this happen. But with the SCAR framework, it's all about getting your brain in the right place and thinking the right way. It's all about balancing. And as you guys may notice, the cup is different. I'm actually I'm going on the type O blood type um diet, and I'm going to do my best. There are some things that I will not, be taking it off. It's like I'm not supposed to eat eggs, but I'm going to eat eggs anyway because I like eggs. But it's basically like carnivore diet is what it comes down to. But anyway, so I got to get me a new. I'm gonna get me out of the merch store, which I don't have tagged anywhere here, like a dum dum. Um, I'm gonna buy my one of my own coffee mugs so that when I drink, you guys can see that I support myself. All right, so getting into it, guys. The SCAR framework. SCAR stands for it's actually an acronym, okay? SCAR. It stands for simple, cheaper, adaptable, resilient. I didn't make it up. I didn't make it up. It's I went and did a little bit of research on it. So it's not mine. It's not mine, but I think you're going to find out very quickly that we, as a group, follow this framework whether we like it or not. It's just the way we think. But simple, cheaper, adaptable, and resilient. And my nose is about to go wacko. Ah. Anyway, basically, what the SCAR framework offers is it's a practical guide for avoiding common prepper mistakes and maximizing disaster preparedness. Now, whether preparing for an economic downturn, which, by the way, we're going to be talking about in the next few days because it's getting more serious than people know. Um, Natural disasters or any other crisis. Following these principles ensures more effective, efficient, and sustainable prepping. So basically, I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a breakdown on you, get your brain housing group wrapped around it, get your coffee out, get your pens and pencils ready because we're going to talk about the first one, which is simple. The very first thing is simple. And before we do that, guys, remember that although you guys are absorbing this, I do need your help in the chat. Otherwise, these live streams will be very, very short. As usual, I say something, you write something, I talk about the things that you write, and we're going to mix it up this time a little bit with you sharing some of your ideas as well. So, number one, the S in SCAR preparedness. It doesn't have to be overly complicated, and you don't have to rely on high cost, intricate systems. Simplicity ensures reliability and reduces the chance of failure. Now, for instance, while if, while installing a full solar panel system might seem like a great idea, It often introduces financial and maintenance challenges. Such systems can cost up to $20,000, with repair costs stretching into the thousands. Additionally, when such systems fail, they leave you dependent on external technicians for repairs, and this can put you in a pretty precarious situation during a crisis. Now, a more practical alternate alternative could be investing in portable power solutions, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you have done. You know, uh, Packable solar arrays are far less expensive. They're easy to transport, and simple to maintain. They allow users to maintain power during emergencies without relying on external power sources or power services, should I say? And you should try to always ask why. Can this be simpler? Try to always ask yourself, can this be simpler? The simpler a system is, the few failure points it will be, when it's crucial, when self-reliance is the goal. You know, I've got a couple of recommendations for you, but I'm probably only going to give you one. And what I want you to do is put down what you think of. Put it down on your paper, which is the computer here. I need you to put down what your idea of simple is. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Stupid. KISS. These acronyms all seem to leach into each other somehow. Now, while you're doing that, I'm going to make a recommendation for you. I want you to focus on portable and modular energy solutions. You know, you want to pair your solar arrays with rechargeable batteries, and LED lighting to ensure reliable energy access. Additionally, learn basic maintenance skills for small scale solar devices to enhance independence. Now, why am I telling you that? Why am I telling you that? Well, I've told this story before, and for those of you that haven't heard it, my property in North Carolina is right into what we call Hurricane Alley. And if you want to know where I live, if you looked on any of one of the NOAA's historical tracking maps, they have like these digital maps where you can track where a hurricane went. The one if a hurricane is aimed at Wilmington, North Carolina, then it is almost 99% going to go right over the top of my house as it travels north. Um, or does that whole scurvy thing, it's not scurvy, curvy thing that it does. And so, when you live in Hurricane Alley, you have to have a plan. And, I actually, years ago, unfortunately, I don't have it anymore, but I really should because I don't spend much time there. That's why. Um, I built my own solar power system. I got some damn it, it's not Tractor Supply. What's the name of that place that sells all the it's like a haven for men and power tools and things like that. Somebody put it in the chat. Anyway, so I went there and or actually I just ordered them online, got me some solar panels, went me onto the Amazons and got me a charge controller. And I was just like grabbing pieces and parts and throwing them all together. No, it's not Rural King. It's not Harbor Freight. Thank you, Rose. Appreciate you. Oops, nailed it. You guys nailed it. Harbor Freight. This is back before Harbor Freights were everywhere. Anyway, and then I needed a battery source, so I literally went to the local junkyard and was buying uh, batteries for $20 a pop. It's like you wreck your car, they start to piece it out, they make sure the batteries will hold a charge, and then they put it on a rack and they sell it for $20. So I had like 9 batteries in series circuit, and I was making a lot of power. Not really, but anyway. Um, but I could run whenever the power would go out. I could run my entire living room, and the goal of this power station wasn't to survive, but it was to thrive. And so I knew I actually like got one of those little meters that you could put a plug meter that you could put in your wall, and it tells you how enough. Something just happened to my chat page. There it is. I don't know what just happened there. But and found out what all of the voltage and amps. It was basically amps. My devices were pulling, and figured out. once I got that inverter hooked up, how much power can go through because it's really basic math. And the idea was is that we would thrive with it, and I could put a fan in the window to keep the living room cool. I could run the direct TV box, I could run a widescreen TV, and I could run the Xbox on the and we could just not lose our minds and have something to do, you know. Good morning, Catitude. Good to see you. But that was the whole goal of that program, and I had it for years. But 9 car batteries, you had more than me. I can laugh about it, but you got to start somewhere. Yeah, Rob. You know, I mean, it's a start, and what I found was there's actually more money in the cables to connect all these things than there is in the actual devices themselves because they are not cheap. You know, it's like $10 for a single cable, and they were all side connecting batteries. I wanted to do that because those side batteries are smaller. They're actually more modern than at the time anyway than the larger batteries. They could keep their charges longer. They discharged easier. You know, there was just all sorts of magical stuff about it, but you had to buy those cables to connect them all. So is interesting. It's interesting stuff. I got a book on stuff from Nicola. There you go. I like that. I like that. Let me roll up here to the chat here real quick. Let's see if the chat works. See if the chat works. Oh my God, the chat's working. The chat's working. And as you can see, if you get your name on the leaderboard, if you decide to throw a little, just make a donation or subscribe or something like that, some magical stuff will actually happen on the screen as well. I'm glad to see the chat's working. So, leaderboard, cool, cool. There you go, in the lead. All right, let's see here. Where are we at here? Let's see. Bullseye says, "Yeah, I have portable solar power." Gotcha. Militarists go back over 100 years ago, 1929. Hooverville's oil lamp. Okay, I like it. Let's see here. Pastor says, simple. For solar, use solar generators over traditional solar setups. Yeah, exactly. The hobo lantern fire. Know how much power you need. Exactly, exactly. Let's see here. Use a car battery. Harbor Freight is great. Or it's true, 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 true. Where are we at here? Trickle charge when you had Power Smart. And Texan has given me a 5x5, which is great. Let's see. Cool Colt says producing 12-volt power is easier than 120 by simply attaching an alternator to a stationary bicycle and using human power to recharge batteries. It's silent and unlimited. Yes, these are things that are very true. These are things that are very true. Having preps style older than Tesla. I got you. I got you. And then we'll take a look at the chat as well. I'm sorry, the poll. The poll I threw in there was: do you believe the biggest prep, or what do you believe is the biggest prepping mistake? And it's kind of a tie right now, 35 and 35%, overcomplicating your setup and failing to ensure resilience. These are all strong. Every one of these answers is a strong candidate for the top thing in the poll. 24% ignoring adaptability and 6% overspending on gear. And to be said that because we're getting ready to go into, the next section, which is cheaper, and or the word cheaper. Um, but there's a lot to be said. I'm a firm believer in like if something, it's like like the Glock, you know what I'm saying, or if it's something like Refuge Medical, it's needed. You need that tool because it's got to work out of the box, first try, no questions asked, every single time. Okay. And so I'm willing to pay the money up here to get that. You know what I'm saying? And I've learned from years of doing this, that you get what you pay for at the bottom end. You know what I'm saying? So I like to play in the middle. Now, if I can find something that's less expensive, that's the magic. Okay. But I normally play like right in the middle, So let's see here. Bullseye says resilience is a big one. People buy stuff and assume because it's new, it works. Not always. That's what I was just saying. It's just what I was saying there, man. It's just what I was saying. All right, let's see. Let's go back to the main. Okay, looks like everything is functional, operational, and man, my screen just something weird happened here, guys. But I don't think it's affecting you guys. So it's that YouTube ism stuff. It's not important. As long as everything works on your side, that's all I care about. And for the 25 people that are here, please do something, do something. And you know what? It's a good time, guys. It's a good time to check and see if your thumbs are still working. And do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button here. It draws more people in, it helps the channel, and I will continue as we go along. All right, so this one's titled Beware of Fool's Gold. All right, and I'm gonna say some stuff here, probably gonna hurt some feelings, and that's okay because everybody needs to have what we call you need to have like leather skin. There used to be like there's something called the rhino speech. You might want to look it up. It's really old. It's all about being resilient. Okay. Now, when I say beware of fool's gold, you know, there's costly survival gadgets and supplies, uh, and they don't necessarily equate to a higher quality or best results. They don't mean that you're a better prepper. They don't mean that you're more prepared. No, preppers often overspend on high priced items like 7,500 freeze dried food supplies, $7,500 freeze dried food supply. I've seen guys that bought pallets of this stuff, $300 dehydrators or $2,000 water filters. That's not a joke. That's a real thing, guys. And they believe that they're essential. Now, there are more affordable and equally effective alternatives to some of these gadgets. For example, a do-it-yourself dehydrator. It can be built for under $100. You can construct a biosand water filter, and that'll cost you less than $50. And this is substantially less to some of the consumer alternatives. Now, beyond saving money, the DIY solutions also build practical skills. Skills, remember those things, guys? That will be invaluable during emergency. Prepping is not just about accumulating gear, but also about developing resources. Now, go ahead and put something in the comment. Tell me a story. Give me your idea on this because there's a spectrum, like I was saying. Some people are like, you got to have this. You know what I'm saying? Or some people have bought freeze dryers and they absolutely love them, and that's the path that they're taking, and good on them. You know what I'm saying? And while others are still using Walmart knives, you know. So put something in the chat there. Now, my recommendation on this particular thing, on uh, you know, you know, I really need to have this thing open over here. Where are we at here? Keeping things cheaper. And I think that it's important that we prioritize skills over purchases. If you agree with what I'm saying, do me a favor, put a one in the chat. Attend workshops or watch tutorials on building DIY solutions. YouTube is a powerful tool. You building your own DIY solutions like solar ovens. I've done that. I loved building my solar oven. Composting toilets, not so much fun, but still doable. Rainwater harvesting. We've talked about this for eons about getting that rain and is it legal and how to store it and keep it from freezing and all sorts of stuff. So these are all very important things. You know, with this approach, you could not only save money but also enhance your adaptability because one of the things that happens is that people buy things, they work really well, they depend on them, and then when they break, they don't know how to fix them. And we're actually going to talk about some of that. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the chat right now. Thank you, Bullseye. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Andy says, already did it. Tuck says, 2K isn't a Berkey around 300? They could buy 5 Berkeys and a Baofeng and a bag full of Sawyers. No, that's actually, there are water filtration systems on the market that you can buy for your house. that do everything from, I mean, they pull everything out of the water and then they kind of sanitize it with some UV light, give it a little spritz of UV light. There's some magical systems out there that people will buy in the name of preparedness. And I'll be honest with you, I've tasted some of this water and it does taste good to me. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, you can get a Berkey. You know, screw the Berkey, man. Water machine, dude. Water machine. Link in the description. Um, Full Cult says, what you use every day is a great example of what you'll need later. It's absolutely true. Absolutely true. I have my water machine in my kitchen. I use it every single day. Not a joke. It's the only water that I actually drink. I used to be like tap water, whatever, you know. But then one day I like tasted the tap water here, and I was like, eh. Let's see here. Bullseye says, gotta have the know-how to effectively use what you have. I need to make this chat. Let me see if I make this chat bigger. Can I make this chat? Oh, I can. I made it bigger. But now I gotta slide it over and stuff. It's gonna be in my way. I can tell already. Where we at here? Does you no good to have the best of the best if you don't know how to use it? Absolutely, 100%. It's right up there with the tourniquet rule. Don't buy a tourniquet. You know, it always blows my mind when I run into a brand new prepper and I'm like, "Hey, man, you got your tourniquet?" "Oh yeah, yeah, it's right here, man." "Why is it still in the wrapper?" Um, uh, you know what I'm saying? Means they haven't taken even taken it out, inspected it, or played with it, even tried to play with it. You know what I'm saying? You know, why isn't it's set up for one-handed use? Uh, because you haven't trained with it. You haven't done any training. You haven't done any education on it whatsoever. You know, so yeah, it's a definite thing. Um, let's see. Screen hanging shelves over wood stove to jerky. Oh, I see. Okay, that is freaking smart. That's pretty smart. Oops. You The broken English is put screen hanging over your shelves or or put screen hanging shelves over a wood stove and so you could dry your jerky out. I like it. Let's see here. Bullseye says I took a virology course through YouTube. Nice. Where are we at here? I think water catchment system is simple, easy way to collect some water cheap. Oh, 100%, dude. 100%. Um, let's see here. Ben is a real Fauci. Oh, you stop that. What's up, Bob? Good morning. Good morning. Let's see here. Rain solar pressure can freeze dried. Rain solar pressure can freeze dried. Texan, I'm not reading between the lines on that one. Rose says, see a freeze dryer as a way of space saver for produce. Easier to transport on the run, but then need water to reconstitute. Gotcha, Rose. Oops says, yeah, I don't know. Boy, people make their own water purification. You know what? I'm in top chat. Let me fix that live chat. There we go. And I couldn't tell you what's coming through on the stream, guys. Uh, People make their own water purification from rain. Okay. Need to be aware of all types of food preservation. Very true. Very true. Uh, Tuck says, I knew someone with a very sick child who had a very expensive home water purifier, $5,000 15 years ago. Probably overkill for regular folks. Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Texan says, it should be illegal for government to tell people they can't have what God gave. Oh, absolutely. 100%. And I think that they've actually gotten rid of a lot of those regulations. Laszlo, good to see you. Good to see you, bro. Tuck says, here's one. Don't plant trees close to buildings for shade. Use shade cloth. Falling falling shade cloth won't crush your house. That's the truth, man. That's the truth. All right, let's go. Let's see here. What time is it? It's 9:27. It's 9:27. It's time to do two things. First of all, and yeah, wake up, chat. Wake. I need you to wake up. I need you to wake up, and I need you to wake up the algorithm for me. And as usual, it's that time. If you love your country, not your government, if you love your country, I need you to put a number one in the chat. Winding it up, America. I'm gonna drink some tea because I can't drink coffee anymore because this stupid diet. I'm gonna drink some tea. I'm going to spit some truth. I'm going to read some stuff to you, and I'm going to pay some bills. All right, guys, as usual, Refuge Medical. We talked about this earlier. For those kind of tools that are a little bit more expensive, you know, it's got to work out of the box every single time. Not a joke. It's got to offer training. It's got to have a little bit of everything in it. Refuge Medical hits all of those wickets. And I can tell you that people are paying attention to this because I've been seeing the people clicking the links, and they are super smart to do so. Now, with that said, almost everything that I have in my instant access arsenal of medical care is now Refuge Medical. Not a joke. Not a joke. There's a Refuge Medical training tourniquet on that table right over there, or somewhere right behind this chair. Can you see the blue thing? Can you see the blue thing over there? Yeah, Refuge Medical Training Tourniquet. Why? Because I just went through their training course, their Stop the Bleed course online. It was almost 3 hours long. It was pretty insane. And I think I told most of you about it already. But yeah, yeah. I'm not just a, not just a, well, I don't even know how to say that. But the bottom line is, guys, save some money. PrepStock, use the code, save 15% off your purchases. Get the best stuff. Not a joke. Okay, we're going back to the main. All right, now that we've done all of that, Cindy, good morning, young lady. Good to see you. Hot coffee. Stop teasing me, Ian. It's not cool, man. I'm on the I'm on the way everything diet. I got you bullseye. Well, I mean, as I'm starting, with all the things that are happening these days and the different things that are happening in my life, I'm trying to find better ways to feel better and be more healthy. And so I'm going to try this, the blood type diet, and I actually enjoy most of the food that's on it, so it's not a big deal. But it means giving up some things that I really do like, and yeah, maybe losing a little bit of weight, maybe get a little bit stronger, a little bit more healthy, a little bit more clear in the mind of thinking, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm doing. So I got to order me one of those, a mug tomorrow from the store of LP merch. All right. So the next thing we need to talk about is being adaptable. Okay. And moderation and moderate exercise is key. Absolutely. Absolutely. Does my head feel weird? Hmm. Flexibility is vital for surviving the unexpected. Not a joke. People who are inflexible normally don't survive in crisis situations. The most successful preppers understand the ability to adapt is often more critical than brute strength or advanced technology. For instance, multiple use materials like cotton and petroleum jelly can serve various purposes, including medical applications, water filtration, lubrication, and even fire starting. Store-bought items often limit adaptability. A commercial water filter, for instance, and we've talked about this, may have limited utility compared to the DIY bio sand filter, which can be adapted into off-grid showers or clothes washers. Similarly, older technologies like pre-digital vehicles are often easier to repair and maintain than their modern counterparts, making them more reliable during crises. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start with my recommendation here. So do me a favor on this particular subject, or should I say on this particular bullet point of being adaptable. Um, put something in the chat. Now, my recommendation is to invest in tools and materials with multiple uses. You want to build a versatile supply kit, including items like, the prepper go-tos, duct tape, tarps, paracord, basic hand tools, and learn how to repurpose everyday materials for new applications. A critical skill in resource, or should I say, this is going to be a critical skill in resource slash limited in or resource limited environments where you can't find the stuff you need. So you got to turn something you got into something you need. All right, let's go. We're going to go on over to the chat here real quick here. West Virginia Papley, good morning, my friend. The simpler the gadget, the easier to maintain and repair when necessary. Never more true. Never more true. Bradley says moderation and moderate. Did we do that already? We already did that, Bradley. I have a lot of health stuff for my next year lined up. I got you. That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Cool Colt says the tool used is what determines adaptability of the tool. That's some deep thinking right there. The tool user is what determines adaptability of the tool. So, no giving your kids showers with power washers. That seems correct. Let's see here. Texan says, question mark, question mark, question mark. Tea has caffeine in it. Black tea has more. Try mushroom coffee for health and weight loss. I have done the mushroom coffee before. It has I'm not trying to stay awake with the coffee. I just really like coffee. It's kind of like my go-to. I pretty much drink it all day long. Not a joke. Um, but there are certain things, there are certain components of coffee that do not work well with my blood type. It has everything to do with my gut's ability to process nutrients and because the type of blood that I have, it works best with like fat in it. So I'm more of a carnivore. But I like drinking coffee, and so I found that I can have different kinds of tea. This is not black tea. This is actually some foo-foo elderberry, something like that. So it's literally just water with flavor. Um, let's see here. Cool says, I always consider what else can it do. Bradley says, planning ahead is very important, like using a slightly bigger pipe for your water and waste transfer. Larger pipe means less pressure and more volume until you try to lift. I know, right? Um, let's see here. Tuck says, I've never owned enough hand saws nor replacement blades. I know, right? When you're working with, oh my God, totally true. That and always have extra screw bits because it never fails. You're going to lose about 20 of those damn things, and they don't cost nothing to have. So, Cindy says everything is a hammer. Easy adapt. Yes. I don't know how many times I'm not going to get a hammer. I'm going to bang it in with the back of the screwdriver. Yes, many times. Let's see here. Catitude says, remember when you could fix multiple things under a car good with duct tape? Was that just my dad? No, no, it was not just your dad. Duct tape used to be the magic for to get you. Duct tape was the magical thing because it's like if you lose a water hose, you're done. You're not going anywhere. You're not going and if you try, you're just gonna just wreck shit. Um, but if you got some duct tape, yeah. You pop a hose in that water hose or in that water line, and you can get a little pressure on that duct tape and get yourself someplace where you can get it fixed. Let's see here. Let's see here. Rose says, I don't drink coffee to stay awake. Can drink a pot of express and espresso. I'm the same way. I've been drinking coffee so long. That's exactly. I can like drink coffee until I go to sleep. No problem. No problem. All right, guys. Let's see here. West Virginia Pappy says duct tape and zip ties can hold the world together, and I think right now it is. I think right now it is. All right, so if we're gonna go, I'm gonna go to the poll real quick here. What do you believe is the biggest prepping mistake? And right now, overcomplicating your setup is winning at 35%. 27 and 27 are ignoring adaptability, failing to ensure resilience, and 12% is overspending on gear. Solid, solid. All right, let's see here. Andy Pearson says if it moves and shouldn't, duct tape it. If it doesn't move and should, WD-40. Funny story. We have a one of our family members is an engineer. Um, I mean, he's like full-fledged, like super smart, young genius engineer. And so we couldn't figure out what the hell to get him for Christmas. So we literally went to Harbor Freight and we got a bucket. And it was actually one of their bucket days, like where you spend over, I think it's if you spend over like $35, you get the bucket for free. No lid though, those slackers. Um, but we literally just started filling it with stuff that we knew he would like be able to use, in his garage, in his work, in his life as an engineer. It's pretty. We got him the flat pencils, and they actually had this book. I need to order it. I highly recommend this book, and I'm gonna have to let me make a note to myself to I have a text message from somebody. It might be important. Area Gene. Um, Crazy. Just screw it. But there's this book that you can buy at Harbor Freight. It's like the book of everything, and it's only this big. And it's got every like fancy calculation for this and measuring for that. And it's absolutely an amazing book to have if you are in the field where you are working with any other. I mean, it's just a good book. I'm going to find out what it is and I'll get the information to you guys. Because if you can buy it at Harbor Freight, you got to be able to buy it someplace else. So. All right, let's see here. We're going to move on to the last one, which is, building resilience. You know, still find red green on the cable, subbed to red green. Remember the red and green show? No, I don't remember the red and green show. Huh, interesting. So building resilience, the concept of resilience emphasizes durability and sustainability over luxury and complexity. This principle can be illustrated by comparing, a World War II era German Tiger tank and the American Sherman tanks. They were very, very different vehicles. While the Tiger was technologically superior, it was expensive, difficult to maintain, and prone to breakdowns. In contrast, um, oh, wow, that was like a flash headache. In contrast, the Sherman was simpler, cheaper, and easier to repair, enabling mass production and long-term utility. Now, preppers should you should try to emulate the Sherman tank. You need to emulate their approach by prioritizing gear and systems that are straightforward, cost effective, and adaptable. For example, a homemade wind turbine, it is going to costing 170. A homemade wind turbine costing about $175 to make may lack the sophistication of a $3,000 commercial model, but it is easier to repair and customize. Building resilience ensures long-term survival in unpredictable conditions. Now, what we're talking about is having items that are going to last, having items that you can make adaptable, that having items that you can fix yourself. Resilience is all about enduring the long run. Okay. So with that, my recommendation is to, evaluate all equipment and systems for their long-term repairability and sustainability. You need to focus on acquiring tools with with interchangeable and with interchangeable parts and invest in basic repair skills such as sewing, electrical wiring, mechanical fixes. You need to consider redundancy in critical systems like water filtration and energy generation to ensure uninterrupted functionality. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look in the chat here real quick. And remember, if the woman don't find you handsome, they should find you handy. That's true. That's very true. What do we got here? Pilgrim showed up. What's going on, bro? Canada. I see you all writing red is Canada. All right, let's see here. All right, so let's go over some recommendations now. Let's see. I'm going to sip a little coffee here. We're going to see how this rolls. All right, so I guess the first one would be to start small and scale gradually. For those new to prepping, begin with basics like a 72-hour emergency kit, expanding to a month's worth of supplies as resources allow. Scaling gradually ensures a manageable financial and logistical commitment. And the truth be told, it's like um, back when we were still doing prep stock, I had I'm this guy, basically a rich dude. He contacted me and said that he wanted to contribute, but he didn't know how. I told him how he could do that, and he came up with this plan where he was going to build one of my bug out bag, my current bug out bag, and he was going to give it away. He was going to give it to us to give to somebody at PrepStock, right? And so I'm like, okay. And so I sent him a list, and he's like, "Oh, that's 200 or 300 bucks, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I started to actually like price out how much my bug out what bag was, and it was not anywhere near $300. And when I say that, I mean we need to bring the scale up. And so when you start with your 72-hour kit, it costs almost nothing, right? But as you scale up into the things that you need, little by little, piece by piece, paycheck by paycheck, whatever system you're using, you start to find that you have this amount of equipment that can stretch into the thousands of dollars. And this actually shows both your financial and your logistical commitment. It's kind of like the 6 can method. Sooner or later, you're going to have a pile of stuff, right? So, but still, start small and scale up gradually. Oops said 1,800 bucks. Where'd you get that number from, Oops? I'm curious because that sounds really familiar. The next thing is prioritize health and fitness. Not a joke, guys. Physical fitness often determines survival capacity. You need to incorporate regular exercise. That's potential spam. Don't know who you are. Goodbye. Uh, incorporate regular exercise and maintain a first aid kit tailored to personal medication needs. You know, oh, your little bag. Oops, I don't buy from Can Prep. I don't know what that is. I don't know what Can Prep is. But yeah, I would say $1,800 is probably like a legit bug out bag with everything that you need in it. It's probably around that. All right, so number three, focus on community. Self-reliance doesn't mean isolation, guys. Building a network of like-minded individuals can provide valuable skills, resources, and support. Share knowledge and collaborate on large-scale projects like community gardens or shared shelters. These things actually exist, guys. You just have to go looking for them. And then the last thing we're going to talk about is conduct regular reviews. Okay, Canadian. Oh, I got you. Oops. That's hilarious. Ah, Canadian. You need to periodically assess and update your prepping plan. You need to rotate your supplies to prevent spoilage, and you need to test emergency equipment and refine strategies based on evolving circumstances. I think the biggest problem, the biggest hole in my preps as far as testing gear are my generators. I just don't test them enough. Uh, you know, um, it comes down to, I have a generator there on the property in North Carolina that I constantly forget about because it's just one of those plug and play things. It's really a major failure on my point. But then I actually have another generator here in the basement that I don't fire up enough. And if you have a tiny pull to start generator and you have not started it in 3 months, then you're going to have a bad day. So it's a thing to think about, things to think about. Now, with um, adopting the SCAR framework, by adopting the SCAR framework and implementing, um, these expanded strategies, preppers can achieve a more sustainable, cost-effective, and resilient approach to disaster preparedness. These principles ensure that even in the face of the unexpected, individuals and families can remain equipped, adaptable, and ready for whatever might come their way. So, with that said, guys, we're edging up on our time here. If you got anything you want to put in the chat, now is the time to do that. Canadian and Prepper just makes me laugh. I got you. If I say them together, if I say Canadian Prepper together, Yeah, I haven't watched him in some time. Is he still doing a lot of all the doom and gloom crap? I mean, don't get me wrong, the world is a shithole and we're all basically in it without a paddle. But it is what it is. It's red green is the only Canadian prepper. I got you. So I guess I need to look up red green. Okay. All right, YouTube, red green. Red green. Oh, are you talking about the comedy? Gotta run. They just tried to destroy a trailer and leave it loaded. Time to do some work. Have a great end of the year. All right, got you, Bradley. At least it's not a meeting. Um, that home bag should be two different ones from the winter, one from the summer. Bob combined both. Gotcha. Um, he's not wrong. He's just too corporate for me. Red green is legit. You'll like him. So that's what I'm saying. Is red green the is so I come up on like red green TV. Um, I remember this show, but I don't remember this being a prepper show. I mean, he fixed everything with duct tape. He built the crazy car launcher stuff like that. You know, but it's basically a comedy show, right? Somebody let me know in the chat. Let's see here. Yeah, community. Gotcha. Let's see. Oops said Walking Dead came out and everything went zombie. He even saw Hornaday zombie ammo. Yes, exactly. Zombie killer rounds. Yes, I gotcha. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. I need to click on this over here. Boom. We are still no. Where are you? Come here, you. There we go. Click on that. There we go. All right. Let's see here. That's the man we need. Yeah, he is pretty hilarious. I love how he used to build the stuff. Obviously it's a show, you know what I'm saying? But it's interesting to see like he used his car to lift us something, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Okay, guys. As usual, you guys know I don't like to just drown on if I don't have anything real to say, and if the chat is a little quiet, which it doesn't happen. The car barbecue. There you go. There you go. Let's see here. I think, yeah, I should be on tomorrow morning. I'm also working. I've got all the food or the survival rations to do the survival ration video, which is something I'll probably work on today. I've got a few other things coming in the mail that showed up today, but I don't know if I'll do any videos on them. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I think that's going to be about it for today, guys. As usual, if you like what I'm doing, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. If you're not currently a subscriber, please do that because I'm here Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. If inshallah, right? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But and then if you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is by becoming a member. There's a link in the description. Check that out. Pick the one in the middle because that's the best one. All right, guys, that's going to be about it. As usual, stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye bye. I got to figure out. I didn't make a button for this. Yes, this one right here.